Imagine taking a sleek, politically charged, thematically dark masterpiece of Japanese animation and deciding the real missing ingredient is a disco robot and educational PSAs about tidal waves. Welcome to Battle of the Planets, where American censorship took a landmark anime, Science Ninja Team Gatchaman, and treated it with all the respect of a toddler with scissors and a crayon.
Why should aliens want to steal our precious Vitalumin? I'd better get G-Force on this right away.
When Battle of the Planets first hit American TV screens in 1978, it was marketed as cutting-edge science fiction. But what most people didn't know was that the show was less cutting edge and more cut to pieces. Yes, Gatchaman, a foundational series that helped define what anime could be, was run through the Hanna-Barbera flavor blended of American censorship. And what came out was, well, something else. Now let's talk about Gatchaman, the source material, a series about ecological destruction, terrorism, bioweapons, mass casualties, ethical dilemmas, and a villain who is literally gender fluid decades before anyone had language for it. And death, so much death. It was everything 1970s sci-fi animation wasn't supposed to be, and that's why it was iconic. Enter Sandy Frank Productions, whose motto may as well been, if it's not broke, break it anyway. American TV in the 70s didn't want nuanced, deaf, or morally complex villains, so what did we get instead? Explosions, rewritten as uninhabited buildings. Death, rebranded as, they're fine, they got away in time.
2 astronauts are swimming safely away.
Gender fluid villain, scrubbed harder than a crime scene. Violence, cut, patch, reverse, edited, and replaced with space birds. And then there was the biggest culprit of them all, 7 Zark 7.
Most robots haven't been programmed to feel friendship. That's a pity. Yes, of course, we have 1 Rover 1. That was essential, working with G-Force. Fortunately, we haven't been programmed to hate. Oh, yes, I suspect in the case of Zoltar, we come very close. But we have the cassette and the 2 astronauts and the location of the bases Zoltar was forced to abandon and never can use again.
A character created exclusively to fill in the gaps left by censorship cuts. Ah, yes, 7 Zark, the robot equivalent of the substitute teacher forced to explain why the class gerbil mysteriously disappeared. If you ever wondered what if R2-D2 and C-3PO had a son built out of lies, that's 7 Zark 7. His purpose, provide exposition, pretend nothing bad happened, babysit the audience, and reassure parents this wasn't an ultra-violent Japanese series repackaged last minute. He would often pop up and say things like, "Oh, don't worry, even though the city exploded like a Michael Bay finale, nobody was hurt." Sure, Zark, we believe you. And here's the saddest part. Kids who grew up loving Battle of the Planets had no idea how rich, bold, and groundbreaking Gatchaman actually was. The American version softened the themes, erased the social commentary, butchered the storytelling, fragmented the pacing, and turned the pioneer anime into a syndicated Frankenshow. If Gatchaman was a deep, morally charged sci-fi opera, Battle of the Planets was its karaoke cover sung out of tune by someone reading the lyrics for the first time. Alright, let's keep it a buck. Battle of the Planets did introduce many Americans to Japanese animation, kind of like how a shaky camcorder bootleg introduces someone to a movie. But the real legacy, a generation of fans who later discovered Gatchaman in its original form and content and said, "Oh, this is what it's supposed to be?" And honestly, that's the happiest ending this story could have. So here's to Battle of the Planets, or shall I say Sandy Frank's Battle of the Planets. A show that taught us that censorship doesn't just edit art, it could choke it, mangle it, and then force a cartoon robot to explain why everything's absolutely peachy. Because nothing says children's entertainment, quite like rewriting mass destruction as a minor inconvenience.